Hello and welcome to the 2024 Canadian Whoop Championships. Today we're going to be learning the most important thing you've ever learned in FPV. How do you feel about gimbals? Do you like them tight or loose?
I like both. I'm a dirty one.
What does dirty have to do with gimbals? Do you like your gimbals tight or loose?
Huh?
Do you like your gimbals tight or loose? I don't know, I felt yours and they seem pretty tight.
Loose as possible. Loosey-goosey, baby.
Do you like your gimbals tight or loose?
No, loose.
Loose?
Loose.
Yeah. Do you like your gimbals tight or loose? This is Wes, my new FPV friend. What do you want to tell the world?
Let's have fun. Don't be last.
Hey, you know, it took me forever to be able to do 3 laps.
Yeah.
And then when I did 3 laps, I was like, King of the world!
King of the world! These are pretty tight.
Tight.
Tight is all right. We won't judge you, I promise. Do you like your gimbals tight or loose?
I really don't know.
You don't know?
No. It's just whatever keeps stuck.
Oh, that feels loose. Do you like your gimbals tight or loose?
I already answered.
Oh, what?
Loose.
Very loose. I want them to fall off my fingers. I learned a new trick today. When you take a hot thing, a soldering iron, and heat up the double-sided tape, it once again regains its stickiness. Wow. Oh my goodness, look! It can't even stand erect! It's a very important question. Do you like your gimbals tight or loose?
Tight.
Ooh.
I'm not a loose gimbal guy.
I like them tight too sometimes.
Well, certain amount of tightness. There's this perfect ratio, you know.
How tight is too tight?
Too tight is when the center feels notchy.
You don't want it to be notchy.
No, I don't want it to
not
be.
at all.
That was Farmers, and here he is in the flesh. This is going to be the fastest lap you see because it was recorded off my goggles as he flew because he was on the same channel as mine and it records automatically. But this is what a real pilot looks like. Yay, Farmers.
How do you like your gimbals? Do you like them tight or loose? What? Loose. What about you? Do you like your gimbals tight or loose?
Tighter.
Tighter
Yeah.
than his?
Yeah. His are loose.
Does that make you better than him?
No.
Are you the best?
I don't know.
Obviously, you use jumper. We're here at the Canadian Whoop Championships. My wife is like,
So you went all that way so you could race like some random 12 guys in like a room.
of course, the Canadian Championships. Do you feel like you can jump into the lead when using jumper?
No.
What about you? Do you feel like Radio Master makes you a Radio Master?
Totally. I am totally just the best.
You're not just the best, you're a master. You're masterful.
I dropped my goggles. Here, you can touch my gimbals. You can see how tight they are.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, that's really tight. You're gonna get carpal tunnel.
I don't think so.
You don't think very much, do you?
Not normally, no.
Me neither. I'm missing everyone. He made it into the brackets. I don't even know if I did. I've been messing around too much. I always just mess around too much. So now tell me, do you like your gimbals tight or loose? Why is that funny? It's a serious matter.
Yeah.
Show me. I want to feel how loose they are. Oh, that's okay. That's moderately loose. Okay, okay. This is the guest. I don't know if you recognize him, but he's a retired, famous FPV pilot. Now, back when you
Side of the world.
back when you did fly, I need to know, did you like to have your gimbals really tight or really loose?
Both loose and tight.
Oh, one loose, one tight, or sometimes tight and sometimes loose?
Depending on the flight, depending if I'm racing or doing freestyle.
Oh.
Alright, let's kick it off.
Which do you like for what and why?
Oh, obviously loose for freestyle, and then tight for like racing.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just like it loose for everything.
Everyone has their own play style.
What?
You have your own play style.
I freestyle.
No, play style. Everyone has their own play
Oh,
style.
everyone has their own play style. Oh, okay. We all have our own play style. Whoa. Amazing. Amazing. So far, a motor died and I direct soldered it, and then it started working again. Yay! This little guy has been the star of the show. This is like 18 grams, 75, and it's 23,000 kV. Ugh. And it's been flying really good. So I'm going to talk to you about the whoops and how they did and what were my thoughts and everything. You fly all these things and you don't know what it's going to be like until you actually like take them and see how it is. So then I slept literally 2 hours and then motorcycled there because I was building this thing, and just like every build, everything bloody goes wrong. I tried to last minute like put this on a different board, on a 12 amp beta FPV board, and it wasn't fitting into frame, so I dremeled the frame and I got it to fit. But then when I started flying it, and I think that this is my favorite Whoop setup just in general, because this one is really nice and it's lasted me a long time and it's been great. But on a 75, it's still too heavy. You're lugging the weight and you can feel that weight. But when you take that same setup and you put it on a Meteor Pro 75, it's just, this is the perfect size where you're carrying the HD system and you don't really feel the weight.
And here you can see it in action. This is the JC Special, because John Coopy helped me to get it to work. Basically, the gyro was not reading, so I heated it up and then it would read, and then after a few flights it would stop reading again. So I wasn't able to take this to the races, and I really wanted to, and that's why I tried to build one the night before. But you can just see it just pushes that weight, no problem. It really rips. It makes you feel like you have authority, and just the way that it just moves, you don't see it like lugging around its weight, and it's just fun. I love ripping it around the mall that I work at when it closes, and soon you're going to see what a scared drone looks like. Have you ever seen a scared drone? Well, I'm going to show you a scared tiny whoop. It is truly terrified. I was thinking maybe I would do a Maddie flip up there in the ceiling, but just like all my plans, there you go.
On the other ones, you feel the weight. If I was to say, like, get one right now, no, I'm going to make a video about that. I'm going to make a video about, like, the best tiny whoop you can get, and I've bloody tested everything. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe for that, because you're going to be able to learn everything from, like, years of torment with tiny whoops, and I bloody hate tiny whoops. I really do. The Meteor 75 HD0 is a tank. It's 35 grams, but it has 1102 motors. They're only 1800, so it's not that great, but it's like, I think a beginner starting, and like they can get the new Eco, and the Eco's nice, but it's not as much of a tank as this is. Like if you're starting and you just want to bloody just have something and just fly it, that like a tank that you don't have to worry about, this is kind of... Why am I doing a drone review? That's coming later, okay? So that's my thoughts on that. But here you can see it flying in action. So it's really nice and smooth, but not enough angle. So you're constantly like trying to kind of balance with the pitch and everything. But you see at the races, you go nice and smooth, but you won't be able to do well just going nice, slow, and smooth. You have to be able to push them and go faster, and as you take this one faster, the weight kind of, you're lugging around everywhere, so it's not as nimble. These two were what I ended up flying most of it, because I flew these and it's just the weight was bothering me with this. This needs a little bit more like power. You feel the weight too, so I switched after doing HD0 for a bit.
Here you can see the footage from the pink one. Already, it's easier to carry, it's lighter, it's a bit faster, but once again, the angle on this is like 20 to 30 And I think that if I gave it a little bit more angle and maybe just flew this the whole time, I may have been able to use it better. But just moving the weight is a little bit more difficult. And then someone bloody flew into me. But I don't know if you can see the difference. Like, this one's just a little bit lighter. But yeah, lots of people are on the high kV motors, and these are like lower kV and a little bit heavier, so it just doesn't really help it. But it definitely, I think it was a lot smoother than the 35 gram one, because this one is 30 grams. And it moved a lot better. But like, see here, just like having to like catch that weight in certain things, and then you just end up turning wider and everything. Plus, once again, I'm not a very good pilot, okay? Yeah.
I flew these most of the time, and honestly, like, from this whole thing, that's what I learned. Analog really is good enough. Now, HD0, I mean, Happy Model is working on a board that's a 5-in-1 that has the HD0 built into it. And as soon as that happens, I think that the whole industry is going to change. Like, the HD0 is going to like get even more popular, because basically you're able to have an all-in-one with HD0 in it, so you're not like having all that weight. I think the Eco thing changes a lot too, because they're light also. But as soon as that like 5-in-1 board comes, if it's stable and good, I think that's just gonna be the end of analog for racing. Like, because right now, as it stands, analog has an advantage. It's lighter, it feels better, it doesn't look as nice, but you can fly it. It's definitely flyable, and these feel a lot better than these do. These look nice, but it's just like, this feels so much better to fly. I was insanely impressed with the Petrel V2. This is a drone that I think not a lot of people like see or use or is popular, but it's really good, and these two guys like got me through the thing.
So here you can see a lap on the Petrel V2 with the stock tune. I just have my rates on there, and I felt like it wasn't as like smooth, like it's flyable, but I have a nice tune that I stick on all my drones, and it works beautifully. So this one, it flies okay, but it's not the same as when you have a good tune on it. And it is lighter, and I felt faster than on the HD0. But you can see the next lap is, there was a laptop there, I stuck my tune on it. So here we go. Yes, so this is the same drone, I just put my tune on it, and you can see like it's just flying a lot smoother. I'm going faster, still not fast enough, but it's just feeling way better with that tune on it. So people say just keep flying, but if your drone has a good tune, it does make a difference. It's like a really big difference that I think lots of people don't give enough credit for.
I smacked up some motors, so I direct soldered it and got it working again. But this was kind of like the star of the show for me. The Runcam Nano 4 looks great. The picture out of it just looks awesome. I don't really like this tray that much with the strap, but at least it does hold the battery in place. This was just beautiful. This was my favorite thing to fly. A Happy Model Mob 6 board with a camera from one of my broken like Meteors, the like CO3. The Happy Model 2300 and just like a 300 mAh battery. But this thing's so light, like I couldn't even like really throttle it because it's just super fast. This is just bloody amazing. And I think this is the Mob 4 V2 version. It cracked over here, but the board's been pretty solid. It's been good. I think I need to design like a higher angled mount for this, and then I'd be doing better. I think I need to be flying this at like 40 degrees, and then I would be somewhere good. So in the end, this was the one that I enjoyed flying the most. The lightest one, I think it's a 18 gram, 75 milliliter. So yeah, this was the only like race that I actually won. We did the little chase the ace in brackets, and I won this one, but the other guy won too, so knocked me out. But the whole race, I was really messing around with a whole pile of different drones, and even with this, the Petrel stopped working, so I had to run and get this and just be disheveled. And every time you switch from a drone to another, it takes a while to kind of get used to it. So I think you got to go with like 2 or 3 drones that are basically the same. Once you know what setup you really like flying, and then just doing that over and over again until you understand the drone, you understand the weight. And it was overall just so much fun. Even though I did terribly, I learned a lot and had a lot of fun. That's what it's about. I don't race to like be competitive, even though I am a very competitive person. I just don't have the time to put in to get that good, but I do it because it makes me a better pilot, it makes me a better freestyler. So I suggest everyone, you know, if you're afraid of going to races and whatever, just go and have fun. It's so much fun. And I loved meeting all you guys. It was great. Flying all these different drones, it helped me learn a lot. So now I know exactly when I go racing, what I want to bring the next time. I think I'm happy with analog for now. I'm still experimenting with everything, but the biggest thing that I learned from this whole race is that analog is enough, you know? So if you are feeling down because you're poor and you can't afford an HD system, don't feel down. You can do just fine with analog. Save your money. But later on, HD0 is getting cheaper. There's the VTX shortage. I think that we are going to be seeing HD0 taking off. It's going to start like dominating a lot more. When it comes to races, it is nice to see, but it's just once we get those light things already, like with the new Eco board, that's crazy, and I'm talking too much. So be sure you're subscribed. Like, just bloody do it. Why not? And join my Patreon for $1. Just $1 a month. It makes a big difference in my life the more of you do it. Thank you to the ones that support me. Thank you to the guys that are hanging out in the live stream and spending time with me. I never feel like, you know, I deserve any of that or whatever, but having you guys around, giving me company, always like talking. The new one, Pinecone, and like some of you new people. Great Scott for being there and becoming a moderator and everything. I really appreciate you guys. I have like 5 channels and this is my favorite because of you guys. So thank you. We got a lot more fun interviews coming, and I'm excited for that too. I'm excited for everything that's happening here. Smoochy smoochy. Love you long time. We are staring at our crotches. We're staring at our crotches. We are staring at our crotches. We're staring at our crotches. I like him second last. Wonderful. I feel so accomplished. It was fun though. Was it worth traveling an hour and a half? We had a fun time. My heart is broken. I'm sore. Being on a motorcycle for 3 hours is not for 40-year-olds. I need a cruiser. My sports bike for the city and then a cruiser.
It's called a car.
No.
With a hood, so you don't get cold. And you have heated seats. And heat.
Oh my god. That's what I come home to. You missed
I have
me.
no sympathy for you.
She missed me.
Listen to that, Mr. Anti-Car. Oh, thank God I wore my boots.
I brought home the trophy.
Not a trophy. 20th place.
20th, yeah, woo!
I showed you the picture, and I was just like, how can anybody even be proud of this? You came in second last.
You know what? I was so happy. I got something. I was like,
out of the 22 people that were probably
Ariel, there's I don't know how many
there
people there were.
More than 10 you
Ariel, don't be nasty. There was a good amount of people. I earned it. Welcome to the Canadian 2024 Whoop Championships. In today's episode, today I'm going to share with you the most important information that you need to know as an FPV pilot. Information that others are afraid to get into, but not me. I'll go where no other interviewer has gone. We're going to interview the pilots and find out, once and for all, whether they like it loose or tight. Hello and welcome to the 2024 Whoop Championships. I hate... Hello and welcome to the 2024 Whoop Championships. Today you're going to be discovering something brand new that you never knew before. We're going to settle it once and for all. We're going to find out all our racers' preferences. Whether they like it loose or whether they like it tight. The battle from before time. Yeah, we are here at the 2024 Whoop Championships, the Canadian Whoop Championships, and we are going to be sharing you all the secrets, all the way from Germany, Canada, all the Canadian secrets, yeah.